Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call a police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from.
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
We struggled, as to strike.
The Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was a lie. The president never gave me any deadline.
All right, welcome back from that break. We're still on Global Morning and looking at salient issues making the rounds. We were joined by Issa Ali Shatta, who helped us look at some of the trending stories making the rounds on Nigeria's National Daily. And we are to be joined via Zoom very soon. We hope to link up with Dr. Wanosike Samuel, who is the executive chairman of the Ikwerre local government area or Isiakpo in Rivers State, as we look at development at the grass at the local government levels. The challenges being faced is what we're discussing today, and hopefully he will be joining us very soon. But we know that since Nigeria returned to democracy in 1999, there has been a decline of development at the grassroots level. Already we know that the essence of the local government tier of governance is to bring the dividends of democracy closer to the people. But that has not been the case due to massive cases of corruption and high-handedness of state governors. Like I did tell you earlier on, the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, NFIU, had initially gave an advisory saying that the statutory local government funds that are meant for local government shouldn't be tampered with by state governors. But we know that the Governors Forum fought against all this. And we'll also be looking at the issue of local government autonomy. Why is it almost impossible for that local government autonomy to be achieved? And also, since the return of democracy, it's been successive governments have failed to conduct elections at the local government levels. Rather, what they do is pick out stalwarts from their party who seem to be loyal to them and put them as caretaker committees or chairman of local government areas. So the big question will be, why is that the case, and why do state governors prefer to have their stalwarts in charge of local government areas rather than allow the people, the electorates, to vote people, the right local government chairman into office? So those are some of the salient issues we'll be looking at on today's edition as we look at development at the local government levels. All right, while we do that, we'll quickly still be looking at some of the issues in the national dailies this morning as regards the big stories making the rounds. We'll go through it and hoping that very soon our guest will be joining us live. And also on the second part of the discourse, we'll be talking with Bishop Johnson, who is a retired U.S. Army, but now back in Nigeria as a national defense and security strategist, who will be looking at the issue of insecurity across Nigeria. And recently, just yesterday, we had the Senate give the FCT minister the mandate to oversee the CCTV cameras across the Federal Capital Territory as a way of ensuring that it gets back to working, so that the issue of one chance, which you always watch on this channel, is curbed, and the kidnap of the FCT residents is curtailed to barest minimum, because an area in the Federal Capital Territory, that was Galadimawa, it was reported that 12 persons were forcefully kidnapped from their home, and that's a very, very sad commentary coming out from the Federal Capital Territory. So we hope that all this we will find solutions when we talk to Bishop Johnson, who was with the U.S. Army but retired now. So hopefully he will be joining us also from Imo State in the course of the program. All right, let's quickly run back to some of the stories making the rounds on the National Daily. So as we wait for our guests to join us again on via Zoom, we will be looking at, we've got the next, let's look at we've got the Daily Trust. Let's look quickly at what the Daily Trust has in store for us. Appeal Court insists on Governor Yusuf's sack, admits errors in certificate judgment. Appeal Court insists on Governor Yusuf's sack, admits errors in certified judgment. That's the headline there coming from the Daily Trust. Why missing radio tower is a kicker. NSCDC takes responsibility, begins investigation. You find that on the Daily Trust. Then Osun governor knocked for failing to hold cabinet meetings. Then how army police clash led to inspector's death in Adamawa. Very sad story there. How army police clash led to inspector's death in Adamawa is the story there. And 25 killed in Niger road crash. 25 killed in Niger road crash. Another sad story there coming out from the Daily Trust. Then Ondo in turmoil, in coma. Ondo in coma as Akeredolu hangs on to power. That's a big one there. Ondo in coma as Akeredolu hangs on to power. All right, if you want to know what's happening there, definitely grab a copy of the Daily Trust. Nasarawa Guba dispute is the kicker. Appeal Court delivers judgment today. Nasarawa Guba dispute is the kicker. Appeal Court delivers judgment today. Then we've got Jaiz Bank appoints Haruna Musa as MD CEO. That's a whole new defense story there. Let's move on. We've got the Nigerian Tribune up next for a quick review. We've got Appeal Court cites clerical error in CTC as a youth protest in Kano. Other headlines from the Nigerian Tribune. It says suspended Adamawa wreck in Niger Republic. Council tells a court. Suspended Adamawa wreck in Niger Republic. Council tells court. Very interesting there. Suspended Adamawa wreck in Niger Republic. Council tells court. Senate seeks a probe into $500 million CCTV contract in FCT. And a poor nutrition can damage child's brain, nutritionist claims. Poor nutrition can damage child's brain. It's the headline story there. And we've got ECOWAS Parliament seeks review of sanctions on Niger Republic. That's coming from Nigerian Tribune. We've got FARC is the kicker. Federal government, states, local government shared 906.9 billion naira for October, while federal government plans 75 billion naira loan to 1.5 million poor Nigerians as First Lady launches market money. Federal government plans 75 billion naira loan to 1.5 million poor Nigerians as First Lady launches market money. You find that story on page 19 of the Nigerian Tribune. And the leadership is next. Let's look at what the leadership has in store. Lawyers demand merit in selection of Supreme Court justices. Lawyers demand merit in selection of Supreme Court justices is the headline from the leadership. And we've got a Kanu standstill for Governor Abba Yusuf on arrival from Abuja. Kanu stands still for Governor Abba Yusuf on arrival from Abuja. Is the headline story there coming from the leadership newspaper. Now we've got Kanu is a rider in the top story there from the top left of your screen. Parties asked to return judgment copies. Parties asked to return judgment copies, is the headline story there. Okay, so those are the big stories that are making the rounds from the leadership newspaper. Kanu stands still for Governor Abba Yusuf on arrival from Abuja is the headline story there making the rounds. Okay, let's see if we can quickly. All right, let's see if we can quickly join our guest who's joining us via Zoom, Dr. Nwanosike Samuel, the Executive Chairman of Ikwere Local Government Area of Isiakpo in Rivers State. So we can talk about the development in the local government levels, the challenges being faced. Is it just about the state governors who are making it impossible for local government chairmen to deliver on democracy, the dividends of democracy to the people at the grassroots or not? All right, let's quickly join the Executive Chairman of the Ikwere Local Government Area of Isiakpo, Rivers State, in the person of Dr. Nwanosike Samuel. Good morning, Chairman. Nice to have you join us live.
Good morning, sir.
All right, thank you very much. It's been said that since Nigeria returned to democracy in 1999, there has been a decline of delivery of social services to people in the local government area. Let's look at that. For you as a chairman of a local government, what has been the challenges in delivering the dividends of democracy to the people? All right, I think we're having some network hitches there, here and there, but we hope he'll be able to reconnect and have join us. Okay, Dr. Samuel, nice to have you join us back.
Thank you very much. I don't know if you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you clearly. We can hear you clearly. All right, so the question is, what is the biggest challenge for local government chairmen? We know the issue of autonomy, how the state governors have fought against that, and other challenges in terms of funding for local governments. As someone who is on the ground, can you give us an overview?
Well, yeah, the issue of running the local government is quite interesting, because whether anybody agrees or not, we cannot run in competition with other economies in the world if we continue to do the things we've been doing in the past and expect a different results. We must realize that building must start from the grassroots, must start from the cradle. All over democracy or governance that have worked are those who built from the grassroots. For instance, the Chinese, at the time when they decided to shut down their borders, their walls, to ask themselves frank questions and decided to take steps. And today, you can see local governments in China are owning firms and doing investments all over the world. For instance, we've had local governments in China that are establishing mining industries in Nigeria, names I would not want to mention. It shows clearly that a local government is a very important tier of government and should be considered as such. The drafters of our constitution were very clear. They realized that, look, the government at the center is far from the people, and the only government that can work for the people is the government close to the people. And what is democracy? Democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So if a democracy is far away from the people and it cannot come close to the people not close to the people as much as they want, is a problem. So we are saying that funding of local government should be given priority if we must succeed in the democracy we are running, that local government must be given that autonomy to be able to function. In all the projects we've been carrying out in our local government system, standing on the 5-point agenda, we campaigned to our people during the electionary period, and they listened to us and agreed. It was just clear that funds is the main bane of our problem. If we have funds, then we can utilize those funds to improve in our healthcare system, improving our security architecture at the local government level, improving our educational system at the local government level, and make sure that the day-to-day running of our society at the local government level is given priority. If we do that, the states will have less problem to cater. The national will also have less problem to cater. So going back to funds is a problem. That's why a lot of local governments cannot do much. But for we in Rivers State, we are lucky to have a leader in Ezeboye Sowike, a man who has given us the training. He didn't just build infrastructure, he built men. Sowike has built men in the 23 local governments of Rivers State, and these men are grooming other men, and that is how leadership should be. And Sowike made it clear that he's not going to touch a dime of the local government funds, and he never. All throughout his days as a governor, because he himself was a local government chairman. He even grew up to a level of becoming the head of Argon in Nigeria at a certain time. And so he understands that, look, experiences to work in the states, you must gather from the local government level so that you don't come to the state level to make mistakes.
All right.
And so the local government should be considered a breeding ground for the democracy we are running. People who have not managed their wards will just come and say they are ministers or they are head of parastates at the federal level. They'll come there, they'll make mistakes and throwing us into jeopardy.
All right, Chairman.
And this should be managed.
All right, let's look at you. You made mention of finances, fiscal, which other experts also agree that fiscal is one of the issues. Allocation of the federation funds, FAC, where 52% goes to the federal government, 27% to states, and why the 774 local governments share 21%. Do you think there's need to rejig the sharing formula? And why do you think state governors, the Governors Forum, are fighting against the autonomy of state local government chairmen, their autonomy?
Well, it is a clear statement. Everybody wants control. All over the world, leaders are interested in control. Okay. So it's given. The reason is not far-fetched. So we don't need to dwell on that. We know that if the local government as a tier is allowed to function properly, then the governors will take proper steps to see that the local government system is given attention. Just as the federal government is always careful when they are dealing with the state. You know, so yeah, as long as the state has that independence from the federation, the center will continue to fall for the states or throw olive branches or try and have a deal with the state. And so if the local government are not under the control of a state governor, the governor will do everything in his powers to see that the local government chairmen are properly brought to a table where he can be able to run the state. So it's a given, it's a normal thing.
All right. The data from the Accountant General's office shows that 14.7 trillion naira, equivalent to 38 billion US dollars, was allocated to 774 local government areas from 2008 to 2018. But the sorry part of it is that it's being said that governors were said to have diverted these huge sums of money. What do you think can be done to curb the corruption around this axis?
Well, that allegation, I'm not going to join in holding that view. You can't say governors. You understand? If you want to make an allegation, you call a particular state and you be specific. For us in Rivers State, it is not the view you're holding that is. Rivers State local government chairman get the allocation directly, and local government chairman work with the allocation directly. So I don't know about other states. I live in Rivers State, and this is where I govern.
Okay, Chairman, we'll go for a very quick break, and we'll return. We'll get back to our discuss with the Executive Chairman of Ikwerre Local Government Area. Stay with us.
Vicky?
Welcome back from that quick break. We've been talking with the executive chairman of the Ikwerre local government area in the person of Dr. Nwanosike Samuel. And let's get back to him. Hello, Chairman. You're still with us? All right, let's see how quickly we can get him to join us quickly, and so that our conversation can continue. All right, I think we'll go for a very quick break again, and when we return, hopefully we'll be able to establish contact with him. All right, lots of network hitches here and there, but we're happy to have rejoined with Dr. Nwanosike Samuel, who is the executive chairman of Ikwerre local government area, Ezikpo. Okay, Chairman, let's look at other challenges before local government chairman across the 774 local governments in Nigeria that has made it kind of difficult for them to deliver the goods to the people. It's been said in some quarters that the electorate and also the people have also not made it the job of the local government chairman easy. How true is that?
Please come again with the question, my brother, please.
All right, we're looking at what other challenges before local government chairman has made it a little bit difficult for them to deliver the goods at that level.
Like the issue of control of security architecture. For the local government system to work very well, it will be proper. We have, if you want to copy a thing, copy correctly before you do your adjustment or amendment. For instance, our democracy is patterned towards the American system. And in America, the local government is the counties or the cities. And the cities have their police. These cities generate their revenue. These cities get their fair shares of their revenue from whatever state directly. Now, if you solve the problem of joint revenue allocation, Jack, the next problem to solve is the issue of community policing. Local government systems should have the opportunity of having control of their local police system. Like before we had independence, the colonial masters adopted that system, the local police system. They had the reason. Because somebody from Adamawa cannot come to Rivers State and claim that he knows all the nooks and crannies of Rivers State. Because policing is a one-on-one contact business. It's not something you sit down in any equipment and control and command. No. You need to go talk to the people. You need to go do arrests. You need to go do settlements. You need to go do a lot of investigations and findings. So, as far as we are concerned, it is clear and obvious that this system we are talking about here now can only work if we have community policing and the local government system. The local government chairman should not just answer the chief security officer for just words or spoken word sake. No, he should be given a level of control at that local government level to manage the security architecture, so that when it's difficult for him, he can approach the state. When it's difficult for the state can approach the federal. That's why in America, you can find a system where the local police, the state police, and FBI, which is the Federal Bureau of Investigation, are all collaborating together to make sure they achieve a solution when crime occurs. So as far as we are concerned, this is one of the issues the local government will need to have for it to work properly after funding. Control of the local security system.
of power. It's been said that if that is allowed, there will be an abuse of power by local government chairman. What do you think? Do you agree to that? And for civil society organizations, how well have they also contributed in the development of local government areas across Nigeria? Or you think they focus more on the urban cities?
If anybody tells you that there's going to be an abuse of power, watch that person. That person has been benefiting from the rot that is happening in this Nigerian system. In the American situation, the American model that we are borrowing the democratic system, it is clear. They have checks and balances. There's a check for a local government chairman. There's a check for a state governor. There are checks and balances. So nobody should come and tell us that. So what do they want us to do? We should continue to run the system the way we're running the system and be achieving same results. It doesn't make any sense to us. And the civil society organization should please speak the truth. A lot of them don't visit the local government areas. They sit at the urban areas and make speculations and make assumptions. And that is not how to get results. I'm a disaster risk manager. My PhD is in disaster risk management. One of our rules is primary reporting. Rule number 1, you must visit that place where the incident has occurred or is occurring to get the first-hand information yourself. So the civil society organizations we have today are not yet ready to do the job of civil society organization. Yeah, if you talk about other civil society organizations that are talking about election and all the rest, we can give it to them, like Yaga Africa. Yaga Africa and all the rest are doing their best. And they're applying that method of coming to get their reporting resources on ground. Yaga Africa will make sure they have reporters in polling units so that they can give informed information of what, if they give the right information of what is happening. So civil society organization, if they want to do us the good and they want our democracy to thrive and produce the results we expect to have, they should stop painting pictures of speculation. It will only worsen our problem as we have today. The truth, if you want to hear the truth, because this discussion is supposed to be a frank discussion from what I was told before I was invited, is that we must have the third-tier system control the policing at the local level. Very, very key.
Okay, let's look at quickly as we wrap our discourse up. Can you, are there other one or two very key issues in terms of challenges faced at the local government? And we also want your overall take as regards enhancing development at the local government area before we wrap it up.
Another problem we have at the local government system is the traditional rulers institution.
Okay.
The traditional rulers institution creates crisis in a lot of local governments, but people claim or try not to talk about it because we live in a climate where a traditional ruler is seen as, quote and unquote, close to God. It's not correct. By the laws of our land, the local government chairman is the chairman-in-chief of the traditional institution. It is called local government council, meaning elected local government system, meaning the executive and the legislative, who are the councillors. Then the customary courts and the magistrates, who are the judiciary arm. Then the traditional institution. They now come in and make up the local government council. And in the local government council, the chairman of the council is the head. A situation where a traditional ruler doesn't have respect and recognition for a local government chairman. The local government will provide a particular system of how they will achieve results. Because it's not favoring the traditional ruler, the traditional ruler will turn around and do another thing. And because he's a government-recognized traditional ruler, you will see the state coming to his rescue and intimidating the local government. And at the end of the day, there will be crisis and the results will vaporize. That's why we are concerned. We are interested in results. And so it's either they are going to give the traditional rulers a space in the constitution, because right now they're not even recognized in our constitution. The 1999 Constitution does not recognize them. They are not mentioned there. It's that they give them a role to play or ask them to actually work with the local government system in understanding that in every system there must be a captain. Two captains cannot run a boat and you expect the boat not to capsize.
Okay.
When a first-class traditional ruler is telling you that he's in charge of his local government, that the local government chairman is one boy somewhere, then the center cannot hold. So if you want the local government system to work, these are the three fronts. One, you must allow them access to their resources. Two, you must give them control to control the local security. Three, you must let the traditional institutions understand that the local government chairman is the #1 citizen of that local government and should be accorded that recognition and given that support to provide the results. If he does not provide the result after giving these three issues, then you kick the local government chairman out.
All right. Just my final question to you will be as regards youth restiveness in local government areas and also unemployment and internally generated revenue for local governments. How possible or challenging has it been?
Like the last question we discussed about has a connection to this question you have asked.
Okay.
What is the restiveness about the youth? A man wants to become a traditional ruler. People take sides. This man wants to become. This other man wants to become. Youth from his mother's side, youth from his father's side, youth from his wife's area.
What
they come together.
Political parties?
Hold on, I'm coming. No, wait. Let's take it step by step. Then there's crisis. The community is in flame. For that of politics, it is normal. All over the world, there will be political divide. But if the system is proper, are you telling me that in New York there is no political divide? In New York City? There are political divides in New York City. But in that political divide, you will not see it be a situation where people will take arms and be in the streets. No, but in our client here, because a man wants to be a traditional ruler, people will take up arms and they will burn houses and they will attack each other because the present traditional ruler believes that he's the numero uno of that local government because he's a first-class traditional ruler. Then when the local government chairman makes a statement, they say, oh, he's disrespecting the traditional institutions too. Then the next time he's blacklisted, he's blackmailed by the state government because, quote and unquote, our laws today allows the state to be the only one to recognize the enthronement of a traditional ruler. If we had made our laws such a way that every traditional ruler to be enthroned must be first cleared by the local government system, because we all know ourselves, then criminals cannot come and become traditional rulers.
All right, thank you.
Cannot come and become traditional rulers.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Nwanosike Samuel, the executive chairman of Ikwerre local government area of Isiakpo, Rivers State. Thank you very much, and we hope in the coming days and weeks we'll be able to speak with you as regards other issues facing development at the 774 local government areas in Nigeria.
Thank you very much for having me, my brother.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll go for a very quick break. When we return, we'll be talking to our next guest, who is Bishop Johnson, a U.S. Army retired officer and now national defense and military strategist. He'll be talking to us as regards the insecurity facing Nigeria. Stay with us after this break.